at the Emirates Airlines Dubai Rugby Sevens. The big one, South Africa up against New Zealand. I'm Sean Maloney, and joining me for the final, it is a very good evening to former New Zealand Sevens captain Karl Te Nana.
Yeah, good evening, Sean. Can't wait for this one. The South Africa team is built on the physical native game and hard work. New Zealand, well, they have a newfound self-belief and have a look that look resurgent this season. I think this one is one of the premier rivalries in rugby. This game is going to be lit.
It sure is going to be lit. And if you're looking for a form guide heading into this, well, the South Africans are the defending champions here in Dubai. They won in 2014 as well. Get this, they've won 22 of their last 23 games at this venue. They've won 6 of their last 7 against narrowly. It's been a while between drinks, as they say.
It's been a model of consistency the last 3 seasons. This Blitzbokke team on the right-hand side as we get set for the national.
Standing for the national anthem of South Africa.
Well, what a perfect way to get set for the gold medal match here in Dubai. This is stop one on the HSBC Sevens World Series. You are looking experienced squad here in Dubai by a mile. They have thunder in the form of Koch and Snyman. They have lightning through the likes of Sanatla, Africa and Dupria. They are quite rightly the best team in the world at the current time. We are under the moonlight and about to get dancing. There's a look at Quagga Smith back in the green and gold of South Africa. We have an Australian in charge for this one. Real Southern Hemisphere flavour. Damon Murphy out of Brisbane, Australia, in charge. And in 14 minutes' time, we're going to have our first gold medalists of the season. The Blitzbokke up against New Zealand and Africa. As they do so often, the South African. Rush up and they force a penalty. Great D early on, and here comes Africa. Hop straight to a lovely short ball. That's a high shot, and that's going to cause all sorts of drama in just a second for Joe Revolvo. This might get ugly, Carl Tanana.
Oh, this isn't going to be good for Joe Revolvo. He comes off his wing. Africa with the short ball. He's hit the chest first and it pops up right around the...
In terms of the card,
I think it's a yellow. We'll listen in.
4 black.
So we'll just clear the yellow card. And off goes. Joe Revovo, that will hurt. He was instrumental in their semi-final win. So now 7-on-6 for the next 2 minutes. South Africa jumps straight to it with Kwagga Smith. He'll go. The direct route, Kwagga Smith. He's all power, he's 5 away from the line.
Entry must come through the gate.
Now the tap and go from the captain. Snowman goes in under the black dot.
Well, it's just a matter of time, really. Wasn't it, this Blitz Bokke team, just relentless, playing at pace. Here it is here, Kwagga Smith makes the initial break. Mickelson and Joe Hussaina was entry from New Zealand, Scott Curry, hence the penalty there. Take it quickly. It is so hard to
Cover all parts of the field against the best side in the world. 7-0 the score after a minute and a half. There is Webber, just trying to suck up some seconds. For the South Africans, and off goes Dupria. Dupria looking to link here with Sinatla. Dupria, such a tough customer to put down. Colt plays scrum half. Colt dummies, goes himself. Pop now pops for Sinatla! The Thunder found the lightning in the form of Sinatla, and it's 12-0.
And the thing is, 2 tries while John
Coming in, but Quagga Smith, a miracle put down. They're rolling heavy here. The Blitzbocker.
Now, Quagga Smith has just come back from the 15-a-side game, and he has nearly played every single minute.
How has he got that down in time, KT?
This is brilliant stuff, absolutely brilliant.
Hands up for Quagga. That's the call from the bench. 19-0. They've opened with a bang, the Blitzbocker. New Zealand now back to their full complement, 7-on-7. Revolvo back on the field. Goes without it. Knock-on advantage, and again, a perfect bit of real estate for South Africa to launch from again.
3 kickoffs, but exactly the same. We've got the same result. New Zealand stuck in their own 22 at the moment. It is just suffocating from this Blitzbokke team at the moment.
And they repel here.
Set!
Capria to feed the scrum. In she goes. Out she comes for Africa. Cock on the hard, short line. Cock. Still trucking Cock. That one pops out the side after his 3rd or 4th.
There from Kwagga Smith, just try to drive right through that ruck, and finally New Zealand might be able to get out of the 22, but just been stuck down here. Kwagga Smith doing the hard work, does everything right initially, but right there when it's tackle, has to get up or tackle release, he doesn't.
South Africa have only conceded 6 tries this entire tournament. They were tested early on day 1 by Uganda of all sides. AKT, he'd just come back from playing 15s and he was blowing big time, but he certainly found his lungs as this tournament has progressed. New Zealand now through a new sub. Weber sends it a little wider for Ware. And off goes the flyer. Ravovo.
New Zealand don't have to panic here, Shawnee. They can just kick it downtown, still have time left. They're going to get a throw into the line-out, which has been very solid, and just try and get a score before the half.
Massively, they need a score before half-time. Lovely set-piece play, releases Mickelson down that far side, but Sinatla scoots across and chops him right on the halfway line. Dixon likes to go direct now, floats it long to Revolver. Revolver trying to outpace Smith. Revolver still going, Revolver. Much better play here from New Zealand as they finally get some possession to work with, and back-to-back penalties. Put them just short of the South African 22. Can they grab points here and force the issue in the second half? So important for them to come away with some points. Dry, very nearly forces the turnover, and after all that, Andrew Newstubb says that'll do. 8.5 minutes of play, and his side find themselves down at the break. It is 19-0 in favour of South Africans.
You got this. Deep breath. Easy. Oh, whoopsie.
You wouldn't take golfing tips. With the bank that was born out of business.
Maybe it's the long one.
Bidvest Bank.
Available in 3 flavors. Brought to you by Clover and Future Life. Smart nutrition on the go.
Alright. So boys, don't look too far ahead. Just try and get the next score. And try and get the next one, and then see where we're at after that. The tech's been unreal. We're creating so many opportunities. It's a little bit more patience. Try and not go from Alright, let's go. Keep it on, Keep it up. Finish on 3. One, two, three. Last 7, boys.
Well, 2 very composed huddles, you must say. I mean, South Africa played all the rugby, and they played it in the... right end of the field. New Zealand, well, they haven't really got their game plan going back. It's just about that first score. If they can get that first try after half-time, then this final is definitely back on.
But how do you penetrate this South African defence? They just fly up, they don't miss their shots, they pin you down, and then they make you pay.
I think what New Zealand are trying to do, they get it to the revolve. But they've got to get it to him quicker. That's the secret, and he has to be composed with his thoughts. He's trying to offload that ball, take it into contact, and reshift from there.
Time back on, second half, off and moving. Where it is South Africa clear by 19 after a dominant first half against New Zealand. This is the cup final of the Emirates. Airlines, Dubai Sevens. Lovely switch ball out wide for the captain, Snyman. Snyman carries a couple of defenders with him, and that gets to the lug at the base of the ruck there for Koch. Knock on the call, and New Zealand out of jail on that occasion.
Now this is the opportunity for me, Shawnee, that New Zealand can really launch something. Need to find some way, somehow, as you said, to break the strong South Africa defence. But in saying that, you know what South Africa are going to do? They're going to bring line speed. Here comes the opportunity they got. Schneider made a nice initial break, and there, Werner Kok just can't take that first pass.
About what Neil Powell can call on off the bench, and Roscoe Speckman, just like that, is on the field in the number 8 jersey for the Blitzbokke. Set the figure in a moment, no doubt about that. Sinatla manages to shepherd Ravobo back in field.
Leave it now, leave it, leave it!
Sinatla called out of it. And New Zealand with another shot, with ball in hand. Here comes Curry. Curry pops up, and this might be a yellow card to Speckman.
That's a risk and reward. If you're going to go with it with one hand, we've been told that the option is a yellow card.
Was he going for it with one hand is my question.
South Africa had a yellow card, got 2 scores on New Zealand. Can New Zealand do the same?
Seven on 6 for the next 2 minutes. New Zealand. Zealand going the direct route now through Collier. New stub. They create some room down this left-hand side for Mickelson. He's so hard to bring down. Mickelson back in field. Connects with Newstub. And Andrew Newstub breathes low.
In the semi-final against England, and he's done it again for his team in the final. They needed to find some points. Manipulation, outstanding in the middle of the field. Timmy Mickelson-White took out 2 defenders and the offload from Newstub. This kid has found his feet in International Rugby Sevens, Andrew Newstub.
Andrew Newstub most definitely in the frame to join the dream team here in Dubai. Scoots away there for their first try.
Absolutely crucial kickoff here, Shawnee.
19-7. Can they reclaim the restart? Not this time round. Not when you're shooting at Chris Dry. Sinatla covers up well at the base of the ruck. Cock now. Across the park with Agabar. The 22, Cock just slows it up a touch and then explodes into contact.
And Scott Curry, the captain, has been 5-star this weekend for New Zealand. Absolutely outstanding.
Shows the class of both these sides, just punishing each other when they've had men in the bin. Roscoe Speckman has watched on as his side has conceded 12 points with him off the field. And this game has flown by in the blink of an eye.
South Africa back up to 7-2 now, Shawnee. 7 points of difference.
An age to run in this one. Back. Goes Sinatla. Back is the call. Africa looking to bust clear. Rarnell Lock on is the call. It's a coming from the South Africans.
We talk about the depth of the South African team, or New Zealand exactly. Is made now. South Africa, as you say, making more than we're used to. And Villemoni Roy, the man, the young man for New Zealand. He is the X factor that could change the course of this final for NZ.
Crouch! Set!
It's a good matchup. Speckman v. Karoi, the two playmakers. Phase New Zealand.
This is Joe Webber. He needs to put this a little bit back towards Johnny Mo'olea. It's out in front just a little bit too much, trying to bounce out on the pass on Ruan now.
And again, the way they just rush up. They pick their targets, and more often than not, they hit them.
But that's when you can beat them, because they're rushing. If you bounce out on the pass, that's how you get on the outside. That's what they were trying to do.
Bind. Set.
1 minute to go. South Africa clear by a converted try. Nel, good tackle, puts him down. But they infringe. Entry's no good.
They just need to slow it down here. Less than a minute, I'm sure. You go to the sideline and just let it tick down. New Zealand have to compete at line-out time. Look at him there, Quagga Smith, bandaged up.
You cannot keep him off the field. Have a go at the hooter. That is the nose of a man who will go to the very end and then some.
Well, I spoke to Ben Ryan pre-final, and he said this is going to go to extra time. That was his thoughts. What's the chances here? New Zealand turn it over, go the length, and we go 9-all.
Well, the former Fijian Sevens coach knows a thing or two. So New Zealand have to force the turnover here. Try and challenge it. Scored in this second half, South Africa. They led 19-0. Agaba goes back. Great take. Another set piece play. Smith.